Hey everybody, it's me, Johnny Forgetmenot. And I'm here to talk to you guys about, there are a lot of rumors going around lately about creative work and what is acceptable to be putting in said creative work. And I'm a pretty creative guy. I like to do a little bit of try my hand at writing and sometimes try my hand at strumming on instruments and lots of different things like that. So I thought I'd just, weigh in on how to address some of these issues so that everyone really understands what's going on. I think that's a very important thing for everyone in the community to feel good. So I think the problems that have been occurring is a lot of people read something like a story or a poem, and they feel really uncomfortable with some of the words that the writer has written. So I think the reason why that's happening is because messages are getting a little bit convoluted or not well explained in the text. And that's a problem because, as a writer or as an art guy or girl, you need to have a very clear and specific message that you're trying to convey. That's always been kind of the way that humans have done art, is they've had a message, a very clear, specific message. You sit down and write something, you're like, I'm trying to say this. This is what I want the world to understand about me or my message, usually my political message, because my political beliefs are the most important thing in my soul. And the problem is that I think sometimes you put words down on a paper and sometimes you add little like flourishes or little techniques to make it look good. And that's cool. That's great. Everybody likes that. The sprinkles on ice cream. But the problem with that is that sometimes then your very clear political message that you're trying to say with your art gets lost, right? So anyway, I think I have a little solution. I think, just hear me out on this, because I think it's a pretty good solution way for all the people in literature, at least, and maybe in all art forms. Maybe we can do this with every single art that ever gets made, and we can make it a law, because I think that's a good law. What you could do is you could just write your piece, your poem or your little fragmented essay or your story, and then at the end just tack on a note that explains everything that you're trying to say so that the reader can read it and then they can understand exactly what you meant when you wrote what you wrote. And then they don't have to interpret anything, or they also don't really even have to think, which is good, because I think that's part of the problem with art sometimes, is that sometimes you have to think about it, and I think that that's where people get confused. So that little note, I think, could really solve all of the problems, and you don't even have to just put it at the end. Maybe you could put it at the beginning of the story or poem, and at the end too. That way no one can even miss it. And maybe you could also put it in the title, and also you could just put it in the text. Like, just break up, like if you're writing a poem, you just go on a line break and then you put it right in there, so that I just think that way everyone will know. And you could do this with every art, and then everyone will feel very good about what they read. And I think I probably just solved the world right now. Okay, so I'm Johnny Forgetmenot, and thanks for listening to my podcast. When they told me I could walk on land or swim in the sea, it was for me. It was for me.